Hey everyone, John here of Mosaic Yoga. We're going to be starting our Power Hour practice in just a few minutes. So if you're tuning in early, great. Hello, glad to have you here. So why don't you go ahead and get everything set up that you need. Of course, you'll need your yoga mat. And I'm going to suggest a couple of things, and I will repeat this. You need a couple of blocks, maybe a strap. And if you don't have a yoga strap, grab a hand towel. Just a towel like from your bathroom. Doesn't have to be too big. And just something like this, just a little hand towel, something like that. And we'll be using that. So that's the props you'll be using for practice today. So again, this is a Power Hour class. And our focus today, or actually the name of this class, is Binding Mania. So we're going to be doing some twisting and some binding and doing various binds in this class. So, and before we get started, let me also say, if you've been tuning into our Mosaic Yoga live stream classes here on Facebook, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting us and donating when you're able to. We really, really appreciate it. Now, here is another way that you can possibly support Mosaic Yoga. This is just another option for you. You can certainly continue to live stream or watch our live stream and donate just like you are right now. Or if you aren't able to practice with us live, you can always watch these videos a little bit later because they're archived on our Facebook page. However, they will disappear after 2 weeks. So after that 2 weeks, where do the videos go? Well, they actually go to our YouTube channel. We have a Mosaic Yoga YouTube channel. And in order to access those videos now, you have to become a member. And that's another way that you can support Mosaic Yoga, by becoming a member on Patreon. And so you would just go to patreon.com/Mosaic Yoga. And Patreon is Patreon. Patreon.com/Mosaic Yoga, and Mosaic Yoga is one word. And you can become a member for $30 per month, and that will give you immediate access to all of our YouTube videos, plus our new videos that we've been producing on Facebook Live. And that's just another way that you can support your favorite teachers. So just for $30 per month as a patron on Patreon, you can watch over 250 videos that we have put together from all our various yoga instructors. So again, there you go. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to start in a couple minutes. If you are just joining, hello, my name is John. This is Power Hour. And our class today is called Binding Mania. Binding Mania. So what does that mean? So we're going to be doing some binding poses, and I'm going to sprinkle in some twisting postures too. Here's what you're going to need for your practice today. I'm going to suggest that you grab a couple of blocks, 2 if you have them. It can be a couple of books, like dictionaries, or just something that's firm and stackable. So a couple of blocks, that will come in handy. And maybe a yoga strap. I'm going to give you an alternative to this. Something like this, a yoga strap or a jump rope or a necktie, something like that. But it doesn't have to be as long as a regular yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use this instead. And that's just your handy hand towel from the bathroom, okay? So it doesn't have to be that long, okay? This is going to help us with some of our binding postures, because sometimes we can reach and we can't actually grab hold of our hands in binding postures, and so you can just close the gap by using a yoga strap or just something simple like this, just a towel, okay? Because we're just going to roll it up and just use it like that, okay? So have those items, your blocks, strap or towel, grab some water, and we're going to get right to it. Let's go ahead and start in mountain pose. So I invite you to stand nice and tall near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart, and of course you're facing directly forward, just like this. This is going to establish a nice sense of balance and alignment, especially from the waistline down. And while you're here, establish or feel this sense of balance, feeling balanced on 2 feet here. Part of our work today, we're doing binds and some twisting, but some of those postures are also going to involve balancing. So I want you to feel well connected by balancing on 2 feet at first. Go ahead and circle your shoulders a little bit. With some of our binding positions, we have to use a lot of arm work and need a little bit of shoulder flexibility. So go ahead and start loosening up your shoulders by maybe circling them backward and then forward a few times. You can kind of lift them up towards your earlobes and press them down. Just a little bit of movement there. And then you can just kind of roll them back and just keep them back and down, nicely relaxed. Arms just casually down by your side. And then we can just start focusing on breath. Just slow breaths in and out, just to get reacquainted with your own breathing effort. Feel free to close your eyes or just soften your eyes. You might gaze forward or slightly downward. Just start paying attention to the breath. Just slow, steady breaths at first. And if you're able, we can start to bring a little bit more energy to the breath. So as you inhale, you might feel the breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. So it's a deeper breath, just to feel that expansion in your lungs and chest. Then as you exhale, we're going to engage the abdominal lock by drawing the navel in towards spine. It's a contraction of the abdominal muscles here, so you feel very strong and centered right here. So again, a nice full breath in, feel taller in the torso and spine, fill up your lungs, then exhaling, draw belly in, feel that light contraction, and of course we're creating the abdominal lock. All right, that's another way that's going to help us with our twisting poses that we'll be doing in this practice, as well as some of the balancing. All right, let's just take 5 more slow, deep breaths. Using these breaths now to prepare your body to move. We'll start with the half salute. When you're ready, inhale, extend your arms into the air, reach all the way up, nice and tall. Exhale, spread your wings and bend your knees as you start to fold forward. So a good hinge from your hips as you make your way down, and maybe touching your toes. Just bend your knees a lot more if you'd like to touch your toes, or allow your hands perhaps just to rest on your shins or down. Inhale and slide your hands up your legs to your knees or your thighs so you can extend your spine, a long flat back. We're going to exhale and fold. We're going to hold this forward fold for a little bit so we can start to feel this lengthening and stretch quality down through the backs of the legs. Part of our work in our practice today will be balancing and extending the legs. So we want to feel that nice stretch. So here you might feel that in the hamstrings. Once we get into downward facing dog in a moment, we'll feel some stretching in the calves. Okay, from here, shift your weight back towards your heels, bend your knees, feel like you're going to sit down, look forward, take your arms out to the side, then inhale and stand up all the way, reach into the air, and exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart. Hold here for a breath or two. So that's our half salute to the sun, and we're going to do that one more time. So just introducing movement to the body, moving with breath. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air, big stretch up top. Exhale, let's fold forward, swan dive, hinge at the hips, bent knees, maybe touching the ground or your toes. Inhale, rise up halfway, full length of spine, then your exhale to fold again. Let's hold here just as we did earlier, just continuing that lengthening through the backs of the legs. Let's add another sensation. While we were standing, I had you loosen up the shoulders. Let's do that again down here. If you're able, hang heavily forward so you can feel kind of loose. You can kind of shake out your arms. Roll your shoulders again. Roll them back, roll them forward. And then just feel some loosening in the neck by nodding yes, shaking your head no, and even opening your mouth really wide like you're yawning. Just to release any tension you might be holding in your jaw and your neck. Okay, shifting your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, look forward. We'll inhale, come all the way back up to a standing position. Reach into the air, exhale, bring your hands together, and back down to your heart. Returning to our standing position, mountain pose. Take another couple of breaths. Wonderful. All right, we're going to continue. We're going to add on Series A of our sun salute. Inhale, reach into the sky. And exhale, let's fold forward. Bent knees, make your way down. Take your time if you need to. Inhale, rise up halfway. This exhale, bend your knees enough, let the back round, and bring your hands to the ground. Walk both feet back until you're in plank pose. A nice, long, strong, straight line in the body. We'll take a breath in. And as you exhale, just bend your knees a little, then send your hips into the air. This will move you into downward facing dog. So here's where I mentioned we can start getting into our calves. We'll do that by creating a walking sensation, or pedal the feet. Press one heel down as the other heel lifts, and just alternate. And just feel that stretch quality in your calves. You might feel this also in your toes, the soles of your feet. Allow your knees to bend, and you might find that your hips shift side to side. That's always good too. So we're just pedaling the feet, and while they're doing that, be sure your hands are pressing firmly into your mat so you feel firm, grounded and connected, strong, straight arms. Okay, hold in down dog. We'll take a breath in. As you exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of your mat to your forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold again. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up to standing, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart. Wonderful. Now we're going to keep this moving right away into Series B. Inhale, reach into the air. This exhale, take chair pose or a chair-like position, sitting back and down into that imaginary seat. Take a breath in, then exhale, dive out of your seat, down towards your toes, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the ground, walk or step, feet back, plank pose. Breathe in. This exhale, finish your push-up if you'd like, coming down to Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll inhale to upward facing dog or choose cobra if you'd like. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Onto your toes, hips into the air. Take a moment maybe to pedal the feet again, maybe once or twice, both sides, and then we'll flow. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Reach back through your toes. Exhale, bring right foot to the top of the mat. Turn left heel to the ground behind you, shifting the weight back into that foot. So again, presenting or creating that strong foundation with both feet. Inhale, rise up, facing forward, warrior one. And our exhale, folding again, hands down to the ground. We'll step back, plank pose. Finish your series, Chaturanga if you'd like. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle into down dog, then other leg. Inhale, extend the left leg up, reach back. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the ground, shifting the weight back into that foot. You want your hands to be light, so it's easy for you to rise up, warrior one, reaching into the air. Exhale, fold. Hands back down. Let's step back into plank, finishing the sequence. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll pause here for a couple of breaths. Then we're going to make our way down to the ground. You can just kneel down and take a seat, or hop forward, cross your legs to take your seat. You want to sit in the center of your mat, and then roll down onto your back. I'll meet you there. So go ahead and lie down here, knees bent, feet flat on the mat. And just rest for a few seconds. Just feel the lengthening in the spine, feeling this nice connection to the ground. And we're going to move into bridge pose. When you're ready, take a nice full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale to empty your belly. You want to feel that same contraction here in the belly, giving you energy now to lift your hips up into the air. Right there. Let's get the upper body involved.
All right, we loosened up the shoulders a little bit earlier. So if you're able, you want to get your shoulders underneath you. You might shift to one side, get that opposite shoulder underneath, and do both sides there. So the shoulders feel like they're behind you, or in this case, underneath you. Two ways you can present your arms. For some good stability, bend your elbows at 90 degrees and press the elbows or triceps down into the ground. And that will just help you lift and expand through the upper chest region. Just as you feel the energy of your feet pressing into the ground, it just keeps you up into the air. Here's another dynamic. You could bring the arms down straight to the floor, and if you're able, interlace your fingers underneath you. It's another way of really getting the arms and shoulders a bit more underneath you. And another action is to squeeze your shoulder blades together, activating your upper back muscles so you feel very strong here, still stabilized, okay? A couple more breaths. Two more breaths. You're going to feel this throughout the entire body. It's a very active pose. All right, let's release the fingers if they're folded underneath you. Wiggle your feet forward. Extend your arms up into the air. That'll get your shoulders out from underneath you, and then come down to the ground. Hug both knees into chest. And maybe just some circles here, just to kind of soften up the low back after being in that back bend. Okay, we're going to do one more thing here on the ground. First, just extend the left leg, your left leg out onto the floor in front of you, and flex that foot. With the right knee hugging in towards chest, hold for a second, and then extend the right leg up into the air. Perfectly fine if this knee needs to stay bent. That's fine. Doesn't have to be straight. And just hold on to the leg with both hands. Here, flex the foot so your heel feels like it's reaching for the ceiling. And you might still feel this kind of lengthening sensation down through the back of the leg, maybe a little bit in your calf. All right, let's go ahead and bend the knee, hug it back in towards body, and then extend the right leg out onto the floor. Next, bring the left knee in, hug it in, and don't forget that right leg that's extended, flex that foot. All right, with the left knee hugging in for a second first, and then extend the left leg. Again, feel free to keep that knee bent, that's okay. Hold on to the leg to help it stay in the air. Flex the left foot. Feel the heel reaching upward towards the ceiling. A couple more breaths. I'm feeling a nice stretch through the whole backside here. It's even getting into the glute area. And then we'll hug the left knee in and go ahead and hug right knee in. And maybe a few more little circles. You're going to start rocking forward and back. Start breathing in and out. We want to create a good exhale so you can rock your way up into seated so we can make our way to boat pose. I like to start with the heels on the ground, feet flexed, and holding on to the backs of the legs here. That will allow me to sit up nice and tall, breathing in, exhale to engage belly. Once I feel secure up top, I'll lean back, maintaining this strong straight line. Then as I lean back, the feet become light. It can lift the feet up off the ground, maybe getting the shins to be parallel to the floor. Holding onto the backs of the legs, lifting the chin a little bit so the neck is long and it is in the same alignment as the rest of your spine. Just a couple of breaths. Same sensation as standing in mountain pose. Breathe in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your belly. Couple more times. All right, we'll take a third breath, breathing in. On the exhale, we'll move, crossing legs, hands in front or to the side. Swing the feet back or hop back into plank pose. Strong straight line. Let's take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees, lift your hips into the air. Feel that nice re-extension of your spine. Let's continue a lunge sensation. Inhale, extend right leg up. Let's add on. We're going to bend the right knee. Bring heel down towards backside, lifting the knee up a little bit. It creates a mild twist in the spine, and it opens the hip. As you exhale, unwind. Bring right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the ground. Find that balance. Rise up, warrior one. And then exhale here to warrior two. Good reaching sensation out through the arms. Maybe lunging a little deeper.
hold here for a moment, just to feel this good, energetic posture. We're going to move into side angle, so we're going to follow the right hand forward like you're reaching out to grab something. That will angle the upper half of the body, and then we'll rotate the arm so your right arm comes down and left hand reaches up into the air. Really reach top to bottom to open up through the chest. This is also getting some opening in the shoulder. Let's add a little bit more for this left shoulder. Reach over your head with this left hand. Okay, right here at an angle, and make sure the palm is facing the floor. It's just a natural rotation for the shoulder. All right, now bring it back up towards the ceiling, straight up, and we're going to take the hand and arm down behind you. Spin the arm so your palm is facing behind you, and bring your hand to the back, to your low back. Let's roll this left shoulder a few times, 2 or 3 times, and then hold it back to open up through the chest. Okay, so we did a little bit more opening and release for the shoulder, opening up through the chest. We're also getting some strength through the sides of the body. Let's inhale, reach back up into the air. Exhale, turn so we can bring hands down to the ground. Step back, plank pose, pause. Shortcut to down dog. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg up. Let's bend the knee, heel down towards backside, lifting the knee up for a mild twist in the spine, opens the hip. Inhale. As you exhale, unwind. Bring left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the ground, balanced. Inhale, float up, warrior 1. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Settle in. Good energy through your arms, nice lunge. Let's take our side angle, reach forward, angled upper body, rotate your arms top to bottom. Good extension of this right hand up towards the sky, opening up through the chest. Let's do more opening for the shoulder by reaching right hand overhead. Reach through your fingertips. Palm is facing the floor. Nice extension. You might even feel this through the right side of your body. Reach back up towards the sky, straight up, and then bring the right hand down behind you. Remember, the palm is facing away. So you're just going to bring the hand to your low back. Roll this right shoulder back, some circles, maybe 2 or 3 times, loosening it up. Hold it back to open up through the chest. Couple more breaths. Then we'll inhale to re-extend this right arm up into the air. Exhale, turn, hands to the ground, step back, plank pose, and another shortcut to down dog. Hold for a second here. Let's go for a twist. We're going to bring the knees to the ground and just come to hands and knees here. And while we're here, grab your blocks, one on either side of you. Okay? And if you only have one block or one book, place it on the right side of you, on the right side. Okay? While you're on hands and knees, just kind of shift your body over towards the left edge of your mat. The left edge of your mat. And then sit back briefly into hero, like this. Okay? And what we're going to do, so with this block is just going to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. You don't really need the block, but it might be helpful. Okay? So I'm just going to lean over into that block, and my left arm off to the left side. It's just a way of just kind of stabilizing the body as you slide the hips off the heels onto the ground here. And then we're going to bring both hands over onto this right side, either on the block or off the block. Push into the ground or block, and a little bit of a twist to the right side. Now, another reason for the block, at least for me, is not to give height, okay, to lift myself up. It's actually something to sit on, okay? Because for me, sitting all the way down to the ground doesn't feel all that great in my low back. I have some low back issues, and so it's better for me to have a little bit of height. So I'm sitting on my block over here. Couple more breaths. Now from here, we're still leaning more over to this right side. We're going to take this left leg, extend it, and swing it all the way around and step over this right knee. Use both hands, hold onto the shin, Sit up nice and tall for a second. Now we're going to be twisting to the other direction. Maybe keep your right hand on this your left knee. Take your left hand behind you, maybe fingertips on the ground like this. Push into the ground to sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your left side now. Now I'm still sitting on the block. Again, it's just helping my hips and my low back. If you can do that if you'd like, or you can just be on the ground. A couple more breaths. All right, we're going to release and just unwind. I'm just facing forward here. And I'm going to press into the ground because I'm on that block. Actually, I'm going to extend the legs here. And then come down onto the mat. Okay? So I'm just in this seated position. And let's just take another boat pose. Leaning back, holding onto the legs, or free up the hands. Breathe in. Then exhale, cross legs. You have a lot of room out in front, so maybe just bring your hands out front and just return to this little tabletop position, so hands on our knees. If you only have one block, bring it over now to the left side. We're going to do the exact same thing. So first, just shift over towards the right edge of your mat. Sit back, hero pose. Maybe your left hand on this left block. Lean in that direction while the right arm just reaches out to the side. It just helps you to guide your way down in a nice slow motion fashion into this kind of this mermaid position. Okay? Bring both hands over to this left side, either on the floor or on that block. Lift and twist. Or even use that block, like I am going to do, to lift up the hip. That just feels better for me. So rotating, twisting to left side. Make sure you're really tall here. This also helps a little opening in the hips. All right, we're going to lean again to this left side so I can extend this right leg and bring it around and step over the left knee. So we're like this. I'm just going to sit up a little taller. Hold on to the shin with both hands. Find more extension through spine. This left hand is holding onto the right knee. Right hand reaching back behind, maybe fingertips on the ground. Push to help extend spine. Exhale, twist to the right. Alrighty, so that's our twist. Now, the next time we get to this pose, we can make this a little bit more bindy, okay? And I'll show you how we can make this a binding posture. We'll be using those other props. Okay, let's go ahead and face forward. You can lean back, so you can uncross the legs, sit on the mat. I'm going to move my blocks out of the way for the moment and return to boat pose. Okay, so that's kind of our seated twisting segment. Let's breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands out in front. Return to that tabletop position. Tuck your toes, and then lift knees and hips into the air, down dog. Feel that nice extension of spine. As you exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of your mat. Once you're there, inhale, extend through spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up to standing, reaching high. Exhale, just bring your arms down by your side. Right there. All right, wonderful. Okay, now we're going to do a series of balancing postures. We're going to do 3 balancing postures. It's going to start with tree pose, okay? So whenever you're ready, find mountain pose, balance on 2 feet. Now we're going to start shifting weight into 1 foot. So shift your weight over to right foot, root down into the floor. With a nice inhale, feel the extension of spine, fill up your lungs. Exhale, draw belly in. Then float your left foot up, flex the foot, thigh parallel to the ground. Swing it out to the side, and then bring foot to the inside of your standing leg. Then inhale, take your arms up into the air. Reach and stretch. Couple breaths here as you establish balance and focus and concentration. Okay, we're also getting a nice hip opener and a lengthening through the sides of the body. We're not going to hold here too long. Keep your arms extended. Let's turn that left knee forward. Lift your knee so again the thigh is parallel to the ground. Plant the foot into the ground and bring hands down by your side. Let's go ahead and roll out the shoulders again, just to keep them loose. Okay, let's do tree on the other side. Shifting weight now into left foot, press into the ground, lengthen through the spine. You're really moving in opposite directions, okay? Exhaling to engage belly, float right foot up, flex the foot, thigh parallel to ground, swing knee out to the side, plug it in, there's our tree setup. Then inhale, extend arms straight up into the air. I keep mine more like a V shape. It just creates more space in the shoulders and neck. Finding something to focus on out in front of you. Be sure you're breathing. That exhale helping you to establish that abdominal lock. Let's go ahead and keep the arms in the air. Swing right knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground, arms back down by your side. Roll the shoulders. All right, so that's balance number 1. Here comes balance number 2. Shifting weight again over to right foot. Press into the ground. Tall, same setup. Float left foot up, flex the foot. All right, now we're going to take the left hand and catch underneath the knee at the shin right here, okay? And just take that knee out to the side. We're just going to hold on to it. And since that knee is going that direction, let's take the right arm and extend it out to the right side. Hold this, okay? Now this hand, right hand, just internally rotate. Okay, just turn your arm in until your palm is facing the back of the room. And then bend the elbow a little bit and imagine you're putting on a belt, okay, behind you and just down by your waistline. And so that hand is just at the low back right there. Now, if you can, roll both shoulders back, squeezing shoulder blades together. That might help with this balance. We're holding and lifting this leg, shoulders rolled back, right hand behind you. Okay? Remember this sensation because this is going to act as an alternative to another pose we're doing later. Let's bring that right hand back out to the side, left knee forward, plant the foot into the ground. Let's take both arms up into the air to establish balance, arms down by your side. Very good. Shake that out if you want to. Okay? Second balance on the other side. Shifting weight into left foot, root. Tall, lengthen spine, core engaged as you exhale. Float right foot up. Catch the shin just below the knee with the hand. Take it out to the side. Flex the foot, it'll just keep it active. Let's take the left arm out to the side. Palm forward at first, right there. Get that nice extension. Internally rotate the arm, palm facing behind you. Okay, bend the elbow a little bit and then slide on your imaginary belt. Your hand is at your low back. If you can, roll both shoulders back, squeeze shoulder blades together. It's something very similar to what we did in that bridge pose. So you're engaging those back muscles, upper back muscles, to help you balance. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and re-extend this left arm out to the side. Turn that right knee forward. Plant the foot. Raise both arms up into the air. Arms down by your side. Excellent. All right, pose number 3. What could it possibly be? We're actually going to do eagle pose, okay? So eagle, it's a balancing posture, but it's also a binding posture. This is how we'll get into it. Okay, I'm going to turn around because I often get my left and right mixed up when I start this pose. So I'm just going to turn around, okay? So you're going to inhale, take both arms up into the air. As you exhale, bring them down slowly. Pay attention to your left arm. Bring them arms down and in front of you until your arms are in front like this. You're going to bring your left arm underneath or behind your right, making an X crossing right there at the elbows. Spin your palms up, bend elbows so your arms or hands are in the air. If you're able, wrap up the arms. So there's the bind in the arms. With the legs, bend your knees a little bit here. You're going to put weight into your right foot. Be sure your knees are bent. Put weight into your right foot. Core engaged. Lift left leg. Cross left leg entirely over the other. And if you're able, wrap that foot around the standing leg. If you can't, that's okay. Here's our bound up, balancing posture, eagle. Let's hold here for a couple breaths. Notice where you feel this. Arms, shoulders, maybe your hips. To come out of the posture, let's work with the legs. Uncross the legs first, plant the feet. Let's unwrap the arms. Reach out and up. Let's go right away to the other side. As you exhale, bring the arms down. Right arm coming down. You're going to bring that right arm down and behind or underneath the left, crossing at the elbows to make your X. Flip palms up, lift up, wrap them up as you're able. Bend in the knees, put weight into your left foot. Pull belly in to secure your body for support so you can pick up the right foot, cross that entire leg over the other. Wrap it all up. Couple breaths here. Even little extra squeezes here in the arms, your legs, and your belly. Coming out, let's uncross the legs first. Plant the feet, unwrap the arms, reach out and up, freeing up the body. Exhale, arms back down by your side. Shake it out. Very nice. Alrighty. So get some water if you'd like. So I like binding postures because if you heard me say, release yourself from the pose, free your body, okay? And that's kind of the concept. We get all bound up in these peculiar postures in yoga, but part of the experience is actually getting out of that bind, just like we do in real life. We can really find ourselves in binds, tough situations, obstacles, and they can feel pretty tough to be in. But the nice thing is when you have that freedom when you're out of that bind. So maybe think about that as we move through these binding sequences. Okay, let's come back up to mountain pose. Let's get moving again. So here we go. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, take chair pose. Finishing that exhale as you finish the seat. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, hands to the ground. Walk, step, or hop back. Plank pose. As you're able, come down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, extending right leg up into the air. Bend and twist. Exhale, unwind, step through. Warrior one. Left heel plants, shifting weight back. Find that balance. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open, warrior two. Let's hold in warrior two for a moment. Arriving in the posture, okay? Then I'm going to have you break pose for a moment, okay? So go ahead and just break your posture. Now we need to go get one of our props, either your strap or your towel. I'm going to use the towel, okay? Because it's shorter, okay? And I'm going to hold the towel in my left hand. So let's go back to our warrior two, okay? There we are. So warrior two, strap or towel in left hand. Reach out, side angle pose, rotate your arms, right hand down, left hand up with your prop right there, okay? Now, we're going to bring left hand down behind you to low back, right there. Roll this left shoulder back to open up. This is the bind. This is an alternative to our bind. This right hand is going to reach underneath because you create a little tail with that towel. Grab the towel. There it is. Makes it really easy, hopefully, to create the bind. Now, if you don't need the strap or towel, and you can do the bind by clasping fingers, go ahead and do that. Let's hold that for a couple breaths. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and just drop that towel, just release it. Reopen the body, side angle, right there. Turn, bring hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Hold for a second. Let's do this. Bring knees to the floor. Let's get our towel set up, okay, or your strap. All I did was just kind of put it out straight on my right side. And I'm going to return to downward facing dog. Let's take left leg into the air. Bend and twist open. Unwind on the exhale, step through. Okay, turn right heel to the ground. Before you rise, grab hold of that towel or strap. Let's go to warrior one. Rise up, reach. Exhale, open, warrior two. So there you go. You got your strap or towel in your right hand. Reach out over left thigh, angled upper body. Rotate the arms for side angle pose. Hold for a moment. And then bring right hand down behind you, hand to low back, and you create your tail. Then, with a little bit of a bend in the body, reach underneath and grab your towel or strap. There's your bind, or clasp fingers if you're able.
Couple more breaths. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm just dropping the towel. Just release it. Inhale, re-extend the arms floor to ceiling. Turn, hands down to the ground. Step back, plank pose. If you like, complete that series. Chaturanga to up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. All right, I'm going to have you take a break. Bring your knees to the ground and just take a comfortable seat. Okay? Now I'm going to quickly demonstrate the next binding posture. Okay? And I'm going to try to do it with the full bind. I'm going to do this twice. So I'm going to do it with the full bind, and I'm going to do an alternative version without the full bind. Just watch. So here I go. I'm in down dog. Right leg extending in the air. Bend and twist. Same sequence taking me to warrior 1 and warrior 2. Now I'm going to take a wider stance, just taking my feet farther apart. Reach forward, angled, side angle, and then to our bind. Okay, same setup here, but I'm going to go lower. Take this hand, reach underneath, and I'm clasping my fingers. So this is a full bind right here. This is the next part. I'm going to look down at my right foot. I'm going to step this left foot up to the right foot. So I'm here. I'm going to turn to face you for this. Okay? So I brought my left foot up to the top of the mat. Now I'm going to put weight into my left foot. Bending the knee, core engaged. I'm starting to stand up. I pick this right foot up off the ground, flexing it so it has energy. When I'm about halfway up, I'm going to look forward. Okay? We're moving into bird of paradise, which is a bind. And if you're able, extending this leg like that. I'm still in the bind. My fingers are still hooked. Then I'm going to release the bind and come to tree pose. Just like that. And then come out of that position. Okay? Let me show you the alternative. Stay where you are. I'm going to do downward facing dog again. Left leg. I'm going to do my left leg this time. Bend and twist. Left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Side angle. Right there. Right hand's going to come down behind me. Now I'm not going to fully bind. I'm just going to use this as my bind. But I'm going to take this free left hand and hold on to this left hamstring. I'm going to look down at my left foot and take this right foot and bring it up to the top of the mat. Again, I'm going to turn to face you. So the right foot has come forward. I'm going to put weight into the right foot. Exhale, pulling belly in for security and lift. I'm literally lifting my left foot off the ground. Flex the foot. Okay, once I'm lifted, I'm looking forward. I'm going to reposition and catch the front. Right there. Take leg out to the side. Remember this? We did this earlier. Shoulders roll back. And that will be our alternative to that bind. Okay? The standing bird of paradise. Then we'll release it into tree pose. Just like that. And then come back to mountain pose. Okay? So let's give that a try. So you're probably sitting. Let's go to downward facing dog. Now for that alternative, you can still use that towel. That'll help. Okay, if you want to do it with a bind and you can't grab your fingers, use the towel instead, okay? All right, so let's just do that little sequence together. Let's start in down dog. Join me here. We'll start with right leg. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist. Exhale, unwind, step through. Left foot plants. Rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Wider stance perhaps. Side angle, rotate the arms. Maybe you've got a strap or a towel in your left hand. Go get it if you don't have it. Bring left hand down behind you. You can stay here. Okay, I'm going to do the full version this time. Okay, I'm going to go a little lower so I can bring this right arm underneath. Find left set of fingers here for this bind. Look down at the floor. As you exhale, you're going to step. You can take several steps. Bring left foot up to the top of the mat. Once you're there, I'm going to face you. Put weight into your left foot. Start to stand, picking up the right foot off the floor. Okay, flexing the foot. Once you're tall, look forward. You can keep this knee bent like this, but if you're able, pull shoulders back. If you can extend this leg,
Maybe extend it out a little bit. Bird of paradise. Great job. Let's release it. We're going right into tree pose. If you lose balance, that's okay. So right foot's going to come to the inside of the standing leg. I'm just going to turn this way. Arms up into the air. Keep arms extended. Swing right knee forward. Plant the foot. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, swan dive. Monkey pose. Exhale, hands to the ground, step back. Plank, come down. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist open. Exhale to unwind, step through. Warrior one. Plant that back heel. Rise when you're ready. Warrior two. Side angle. Okay, I'm going to do the alternative version here. So I'm going to bring right hand down to low back. So this is the alternative. Okay? I'm going to take my free left hand and hold on from the inside the hamstring. I'm going to bring right foot up to the top of the mat next to the other. I'm going to face you. Put weight into the right foot. Exhale to engage your belly. Pick up left foot, flex it. Get nice and tall, face forward. Reposition hand in front onto the shin. Take the knee out to the side. Roll shoulders back. So either you're in a full bind with fingers clasped, or you're holding onto the towel, or you've got this alternative. Tree. Bring foot to the inside. Arms up into the air. Good, I'm going to turn this way. Swing left knee forward, plant the foot. Reach high. Okay, stay standing, but just bring your arms down by your side. Shake it out. Good job. Okay, it's time to put the whole thing together. Okay, now the sequence is going to start with tree pose, moving from tree into eagle pose. Okay, and from eagle pose into warrior two. Just follow me, okay? We need to get our props set up. So first I need to adjust my mat. Now you might want to take your blocks, have one on either side. If you're using a towel or a strap, place it on your left side, maybe on the floor, so it's ready to go, okay? Blocks on either side, or at first put it on your right side. Strap or towel on the left side. We're going to start in mountain pose. First posture is tree. Shifting weight into right foot. Okay, we're lifting left foot. Swing knee out to the side, plug it in. Take arms up into the air, reach. Hold for a second here. We're going to turn our tree into eagle. Starting with the arms. Bring the arms down. The left knee is bent, so we're going to bring the left arm underneath or behind the right. Cross at the elbows, make your X. Lift the hands, wrap it up. Swing left knee forward, and then cross this leg over the right. There's our eagle posture, binding. To come out of the pose, you're going to inhale, squeeze tighter. As you exhale, uncross this left leg, but step way back on your mat until you're in a lunge. And then release the arms, warrior two. While we're here, just go ahead and reverse the warrior, taking the right hand up into the air. Follow me. We're going to add this, okay? Big windmill. Bring this left hand up and over. Bring this left hand down to the floor. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you. This right hand is reaching back behind you and then up into the air, which automatically twists your torso. So another twist. Breathe in. Exhale, bring hands to the ground. Step back, plank pose. And then bring knees to the floor. Sit back, hero pose. We're going to our twists. You can lean over into that right block. Left hand out to the side to sit off to the side. Of course, I'm going to use the block to sit on. And then bring both hands over to right side. Push into the ground to extend spine. Exhale, twist. Couple breaths here. Okay, this is the same sequence we did earlier. Keep leaning to the right. Bring left leg around. Step left foot over right knee. Hold on to the shin with both hands. Sit up tall. Right hand holds on to this front knee. Left hand comes behind you. Push into the earth to feel fully extended through spine. That's your in-breath. Exhale, pull belly in, gentle twist to your left.
From here, boat pose. Start to unwind, maybe lean back. Move that block out of the way. Okay, so you can extend the legs out front. So you're probably sitting way back on your mat. That's fine. Boat pose, right there. Inhale, we're still moving. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop back or step back, plank pose. Come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're not done yet. Inhale, take right leg up into the air. Bend and twist. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Stay there. Or left heel to the floor. Before we rise, maybe grab your strap or towel if you're using it. Warrior 1. Exhale, open warrior 2. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Reach high and low. Then bring left hand down behind you. There. Take a full bind, folding fingers or clasping fingers, or grab the towel, or use that alternative version. I'm going to use the towel this time. Nice opening here. Then look down at the floor. With an exhale, step left foot up to the top of the mat. Keep left foot grounded into the ground. Rise up, picking up the right foot. Flex that foot. Rising nice and tall. Roll shoulders back. Okay, you can stay like this or extend the right leg even just a little bit for our bird of paradise. Okay, we're going to tree pose. So release the bind, place right foot on the inside of the left leg. If you're holding a strap, drop it on the right side of you. Take both arms up into the air. Look, we're in tree pose on the other side, ready to do the other side. Eagle, bring the arms down. Right arm will come underneath the left. Make your X, lift and wrap. Swing knee forward, cross right leg over left. A little bend in the knees. Eagle. You're going to inhale, squeeze tightly. Exhale, unwrap the leg. Step the right foot way back on your mat. Plant the feet. Release the arms, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Left hand up into the air. Okay, we're going into that rotation, that twist. Big windmill. Bring this right hand up and over while the left hand just goes behind. Bring right hand down to the ground. Rise up on tiptoes behind you. This left arm just made a big circle. Now it's reaching into the air and you're facing the left side of the room. Breathe in. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Okay. Then bring knees to the ground. Sit back, hero. Now if you were only using one block, place it on the other side if you'd like. Okay, lean into or over onto the left side, right arm out to the side there, so you can just make this easy transition to mermaid right there. I'm going to sit on the block. Both hands come over to left side. Press into the earth, long, strong spine. Twist gently to left side. Couple breaths. This is a pretty dynamic sequence, isn't it? All right, keep leaning to your left so we can bring this right leg around. Step right foot over left knee. Adjusting a little bit here, holding onto the shin, sit up tall. Left hand holds onto the knee and right hand down behind you. Now I said I was going to turn this into a bind. We're just going to erase that, okay? But there is a way to bind this posture. And that would be taking this left hand, for example, around okay, this lift or bent knee and bring it through this little triangle, and then this right hand behind you clasping fingers. Now we could have done that with the strap or towel, but we're just going to go ahead and scrap that this time. So we're in our twist, twisting to the right. Get ready for boat. We'll unwind it. Okay, I'm going to get off that block. Sit back so I can uncross the legs. Adjust my seat here. Boat pose. Not done yet. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, cross legs. Hands in front. Back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend and twist. As you exhale, unwind it. Step through. Get prepared for warrior 1. Plant heel down into the ground. Grab your strap if you're using it. Inhale, warrior 1. Strap or towel in the right hand. Opening warrior 2. Reach. Side angle. Right hand reaching up with the towel or strap. Bring right hand down behind you to low back. Bind. Okay, choose any one of those 3 variations. Then you'll look down at the floor by your left foot. As you exhale, we're just stepping this right foot up to the top of the mat. Then put weight into your right foot. Bend the knees a little bit. Exhale to engage belly, then pick up the left foot. Flex the foot so it stays active. So we can, and we're in our bind. So this is Bird of Paradise. Extending this left leg out to the side. Doesn't have to be fully, maybe just a little kick. That's all you have to do. Then tree pose. Left foot to the inside of that standing leg. Let's just go ahead and release the strap. We're done with that. Let's just finish with tree. Swing left knee forward, plant the foot into the ground. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back, plank pose. One last chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Hold for a moment. Then we're going down to the ground. Hop forward, cross legs, take a seat. Or just take a seat. Sit in the center of your mat. And go ahead and roll down onto your back. There you go. Our binding mania. All those poses in that pretty dynamic sequence. Go ahead and hug your knees into chest. Take some deep breaths. Some gentle movements. We're now moving into our restorative section of class. Winding things down. We'll just add some additional poses here, and then, but also feel free to move into any posture that you'd like. You don't necessarily have to follow what I do, just whatever feels good for you. I'm going to start with the hip opener. It could be happy baby pose or reclining cobbler's pose, just to get into the inner thighs and hips a little bit. And even remember, as you're winding down here, the meaning of binds, or what binds mean to you. And have you ever found yourself in just tough situations where you feel tight inside, or there's tension in the body, feeling like you're kind of tied up in knots? But also think about how you were able to get out of that bind and what it felt like, because that's that freeing experience. And that's what these binding postures can help us remember, that we may be in binds, but we can also get out of them. All right, after your hip opener, let's take a twist, another twist. You can bring the knees together and then take your knees over to the left side while you extend your right arm off to the right side. Some breaths here. I'll just throw out some other options if you'd like. If you want to do an inverted pose, like legs in the air or legs against the wall, if you happen to be near a wall, okay? Or shoulder stand, you're welcome to do anything upside down that's inverted for you. You might want to do another back bend. You can go back to that bridge pose or even a full wheel pose. Okay, I'm finishing my twist on the first side. And then I'm going to take the other side if you happen to be following me. Noticing your breath. Hopefully they're nice, slow, deep breaths as your body is beginning to calm down a little bit after that dynamic flow. Again, move in ways that feel good for you. At any point when you feel complete, just make your way to Shavasana or any other restorative position that feels quite relaxing for you. So I'm finishing up here. I'm coming out of my twist. I'm going to give myself another little hug, some circles here to bring some relief to my low back and hips, which I really enjoy. And then extend legs out front, arms down by my side, for Shavasana. Now if you're still in motion, that's fine. Again, when you feel complete with all your movement, find your way to something very comfortable where you can just slip into this meditative state of mind and body. You might start with several deep breaths in and out. It's a nice flushing experience. And that's another thing that the binds can do, because there's a aspect of acupressure that's happening when our body parts are kind of squeezing into one another in these knots that we form in our bodies. It actually helps to release tension in the muscles and also releasing connective tissue and fascia. And then you feel free. The muscles kind of open. Those connective tissues open so fresh blood and oxygen can flow into those spaces. And again, it presents this wonderful feeling of freedom and ease and spaciousness in the body. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. Even as I complete the class, you can stay lying down if you like. And whenever you feel it's time to move and you feel complete with your meditation here, start with deep breaths, maybe 5 slow breaths in and out. Feeling movement slowly return to your body. You can take your time with those breaths, take your time with your movement. And so after that 5th breath, take your time and roll onto either side of your body. Even hold here in this nurturing pose for a moment. Using a new breath in your hands to help press and lift yourself up into seated. And just find a comfortable seat. I like to sit on a block. You can cross your legs or extend your legs. Whatever feels comfortable here. Do sit up nice and tall. Again, just rolling the shoulders back. And your arms can just rest down by your side. Hands can just rest in your lap or on your knees. Just take a few more moments here if you happen to be in seated. And just breathe in and out. Feeling this nice freedom within. Take 2 more breaths. Deep breaths. We'll take a 3rd breath together with motion. We'll inhale, extend the arms out and up into the air. Reach for the sky. And as you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. And once your hands are at heart center, take another breath in, fill up your heart space. And exhale, hold in stillness for 3 more seconds. And as we complete our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in this practice today. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Pretty dynamic, with lots of movement involving our twists and our binds. Feel free to donate to me using my Venmo at John Cottrell. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning of class, if you'd like to support Mosaic Yoga in another way or a different way, just by paying 1 fee each month, it's only $30 per month. And you can just take all the classes that you want, both our online streaming classes and all the classes available on our YouTube channel. So the link is patreon.com/Mosaic Yoga. And you'll see all the information there. If you have any questions, feel free to contact one of us, either through Facebook or text us if you know how to contact us, so we can help you make a decision on how you can continue supporting Mosaic. That's it. Hopefully you have a nice weekend. Thanks for joining, everybody. Take care. See you, Jana. Good to see you. Thanks.